way there.
Solar power did boost the power of flamethrower, but it didn't boost it past the power of brick break, so it wasn't worth it. It did boost flamethrower though. Almost in the northern crater on disc 2, also played a good disc of Metal Gear Solid 5. Nice. So, the reason this gauntlet was so hard is because of Archer, but specifically because you have to play Giovanni back-to-back with the same team in the same order after that. So because of that, we had Lucario carry a Lumberry here, which means that it should be able to 2-hit KO with Vacuum Wave on this Persian. And then we are in full-on just fucking figuring it out mode.
My now sister-in-law in the backseat with our dog. And then...
Fake out chip's not gonna matter because I have inner focus.
Back home, my brother was with us too. So, like,
so now Vacuum Wave should be a solid 2-hit KO. Okay. I assume Nidoking comes in next because Nidoking or Rhyperior might come in next. Rhyperior does come in next. Okay.
Well, I guess I should say once we lived together. We did see each other a lot when we didn't live together too, but we obviously have to go if we guys have seen each other then.
So I think it's in my best interest to just go hard into Torterra here.
Thanks for reading, CO. I'm attempting to get this, but I can't do a damn shell jump to save my life. But I hope that you had a nice stream.
You could be going for a Hammer Arm here, potentially. Because you could see Hammer Arm as more damage. Do I need Charizard healthy for anything? It would be nice to have it healthy to always bait Thunderbolt instead of Ice Beam, but I think I can make this pivot to guarantee a Stone Edge to give Torterra a safer switch in. It should be going for either Earthquake or Hammer Arm here. Okay, and the reason I went into Charizard first is because Charizard resists the Hammer Arm, which is pretty massive here.
And I did not mean for it to go unacknowledged.
So, 100 million times out of 100 million times it's going for Stone Edge here. I am not thinking twice about this. We're going hard Torterra. This is the cleanest switch we're going to get into Torterra against this Rhyperior. And it missed. Okay, so that's even more clean. Grass Knot does a 2-hit KO against Rhyperior, so let's just go for it. Don't overthink. Oh, it's a 1-hit. Whoa. Whoa, that was some damage. Holy shit. Okay. So the Bugberry was not needed, but I also wasn't expecting to just fucking Oko that thing. Holy shit. Okay. So now Earthquake, or no, Ice Beam, actually. This is perfect. Okay, so Nidoking comes in and is immediately going for Ice Beams. How much is Starmie doing with Surf?
Why can't I do a regular shell jump? Why? Why? I want to know.
49 versus level 50. Not max special attack, not life orb. Surf is 76 to 92.
Yeah, when I started doing like a horse sound when I'm frustrated, but like I don't think it's cute.
Psychic is the exact same damage and roll. How is that? Huh, weird.
Oh, I can't
is that right?
Shot. It's fine.
Surf is 95, Psychic is 90. Okay, so Surf is actually going to do slightly more, but it's still not going to be a 1-KO.
Now we have the weird situation where there is an old emo reference in a
so Ice Beam means I pivot Lantern. I don't have my Lumberry for this anymore, which sucks. But I think I just have to do this.
Probably no. I'm very bad at seeing videos. So I don't
okay. This baits Earthquake.
I feel like I would instantly know what you were talking about if I knew. Composer with the raid?
Hey, Composer, how's it going?
How was your stream? What were you up to? Welcome in, everybody. Let me get you a shout out.
Okay.
Oh, some SMW. What were you playing? Welcome in, friends.
This should bait Thunderbolt. Hi.
Streaming some Pokemon over on their channel. I'm attempting to get through the Switch Palace here in Cute Kaizo. It's refusing. I can do a back shot shell jump. Oh no, not it. But not a regular shell jump. I'm so stuck on the regular shell jump.
I think I just do the triple pivot here. I can just pivot back and forth between Lantern and Charizard, but I think it makes more sense to do this.
Hope you had a great stream. Hey Thor, how's it going? Great to see you. They can do Mario Kart 8 levels and super decided to play the game cool to people while drinking. That's great. The first two checkpoints of the level, so this off. GG's. That gives me some hope. We played Mario Kart for a solid, like, what, 4.5 hours?
Yeah.
Or so? So, I can absolutely relate. Had a great time. Which is your favorite of the new courses? Did you play the new courses?
Is there going to be a way for me to get Starmie behind a sub?
I always really like
is the main question I have at this point.
So
I'm going to pivot straight into Lantern here to actually get some of the recovery off of Thunderbolt because I am a little bit weaker. There we go.
It's like a Fall Guys level. And I just think it's so cool that it's a brand new level.
Okay. I don't need to do that pivot like that every time, but I think if I
yeah, it's so much fun.
do it like this,
It really
this is
looks
the
like
most
a Fall
efficient
Guys
way of
level.
keeping my health up.
I just keep saying it because it feels like Fall Guys.
And then this should be Thunderbolt again.
Yeah.
Thunderbolt number 3, right?
No! I just keep like pizza toss.
The power of quad weaknesses on display, everyone.
That's really cute. I could totally see that though. Okay, well, now that I said that
It's used 3 each of Earthquake, Ice Beam, and Thunderbolt.
Thanks so much for that follow. I really appreciate it. Welcome in. I don't call followers by name in case people are trying to look.
There's 4.
I see y'all talking in the chat. I do try to keep
Let's go back into Lantern on the Thunderbolt to get more HP since he crit me on that last one.
Wait, is that a game?
There's 4. Yes.
Maybe.
But also, it's maybe just a sugar rush.
It was a lot more Mario Kart than we're used to. And I did this backwards. Usually, I'll play Kaizo.
Alright, that's 5 of its 10
and then I'll switch
Earthquakes
over to Mario Kart
down.
once people are here, you know? But today, I started streaming
Let's stall it out of
soon.
another Ice
I normally try
Beam.
to start around 3, and I didn't start until 6 today, and so I wanted to make sure that East Coast friends
Thunderbolt number 5.
would also be able to play if they wanted to. So I didn't spend a few hours on this, and then switch over to Mario Kart, and then it's like late on the East Coast and stuff.
Ice Beam number 4. So it's 5 Earthquakes, 4 Thunderbolts, and 5 Earthquakes, 4 Ice Beams, and 5 Thunderbolts. Soon to be Earthquake number 6.
Oh, I got you. I haven't seen that.
And luckily this pivot actually works pretty well for when Nidoking runs out of power points on Earthquake, because it should be switching onto it should be switching on a superpower on Lantern after it runs out of Earthquakes, which is actually what I want to switch in Charizard on anyway. That's 6 of 15 Thunderbolts.
I just keep trying to do the back shot on the second one too. It's so annoying.
I'm probably gonna have to be in a position where
like random weird things and like not normal things for people to just like pick up on.
I stall it out of either Ice Beam or Thunderbolt and then kill it with the other one.
I was really weirdly good at P-Balloon.
It's almost out of Earthquakes. This will be its 7th Earthquake here.
I beat Tubular way faster on the first time that I played it than
I'm gonna recover HP on Lantern to keep it as healthy as possible. There's a decent chance that I'm gonna need Lantern to just stay in on Nidoqueen and take a hit here.
Mention high disco show, not low disco show. Or, you know what I mean? Not like baby jumps.
That's Earthquake number 8. Let's try to stall it out of another ice beam.
It's by their Twitch name. We got Abe asking me some Abe questions here. And I'm not very good at responding, I'm not gonna lie to you. Just guess.
Ice beam number 6.
Like make up their pants.
Lantern into Charizard. That should be Earthquake number 9, meaning that it has 1 Earthquake left after this.
Took it about 2, literally. How would I know what pants they're wearing, Abe?
Do I stall it out? I think I do stall it out of another ice beam here.
Maybe someone is wearing a slip and slide for pants. I mean, who really knows?
Okay.
The things we'll wear to avoid.
That's also Thunderbolt number 9. This will be Ice Beam number 7.
I didn't let go of jump and press it again.
This should be the last Earthquake.
Why do shells have to hurt your hands so much is really the question.
There's a lot of holding down buttons the entire time.
It's really rude. It's like really rude. How much longer are you trying to go for?
Until I'm done with this battle.
Okay. It's like, I really want to make progress on this, but I'm not doing a very good job with the shell jump. And I don't know what else to do.
Okay.
This is where I never beat
So
the shell jump.
It should now be going for superpowers.
Like, there has to be something I could be doing to drill it. I can't talk. There has to be something I could be doing to, like, drill it better, but I'm not. And I think it's fucking me up that it has the back shot first in this one.
It could go for Ice Beam, but it should see super... Oh, it does go for Ice Beam right away. Shit. Okay. 136 down to 90. Okay, so that's Ice Beam number 8.
Yeah, I think I'm just getting tired and my hands are hurting because I'm fucking up the back shots now, too.
That's okay. Let's bait Ice Beam number 9 and Thunderbolt number 11 here.
You definitely need to do, like, a linger in the air that I keep forgetting to do. Well, I did it weird there.
Here's Ice Beam number 9.
I tried so hard to not hit the first Dorito that I hit the third one instead.
So he's apparently
stop. I've never heard it called
just
that,
going for a Thunderbolt.
but I'm here for it. Why have I ever been calling it anything else? Linger sounds like a stinky.
So I'm just gonna go for a Surf to try to knock it into heal range, so I can try to get rid of some of the heals on this.
Like in a cartoon when you eat something stinky. And
Now it goes for a superpower? Okay, it baited me. I did a lot. Alright.
I more like to call it a hesitator usually. Maybe she changed her name to Emmy. Does she still say hesitator? You gotta say hesitator.
So I think it still sees Ice Beam or Superpower as most damage, even though it's -1.
My ring on my.
But I would like to try to bait another Thunderbolt if I can to get a little bit healthier. Okay. Superpower number 2. That's perfect. -1 and oh crit. Oh boy. Okay.
Only during this though. I am up late, Star. It's true. I've had a lot of caffeine today. Would you believe me if I said I had a large Dutch Bros and then also coffee after? Stop. Penny Tate, stop it! It doesn't quite work. It doesn't have the same punch to it, you know.
118 speed.
Maybe someone's wearing tots for pants. I mean,
Should
I think
outspeed
someone's wearing
Nido
cheeky for
King.
pants, but you just never know what someone might be wearing as pants.
Okay. A little risky here, but
Log up early.
Oh, actually, I can go for a protect here pretty freely, right?
I'm missing like all of Star or Blue's streams. I'll wake
Protect's
up in the
free,
morning and
so let's just get a little bit more health and figure out what it's gonna do.
I'm going to bed so early.
It did go for the ice beam, but it's
because
out of ice
especially
beams
at the beginning
now.
of the week, I didn't get any sleep. Well, I guess I got a few hours and then I woke up and just couldn't sleep the rest of the night. So
it should be
the rest of the
going.
week was like trying to catch up to that.
It should be going for Thunderbolt now, because it should still have after this 3 Thunderbolts left. Okay.
I mean, that's why
Now I'm going to pivot into Spiritomb, because Spiritomb is going to bait or be immune to the superpower, and he's not going for Thunderbolt while he still has superpowers available now that he sees that I have Volt Absorb.
Sleep is worth it, it's true, but like, I miss y'all stream.
And that's superpower number 3 and
I
4.
so sad when I like get in bed and then see the notification like on my phone too. I'm like,
He should see Thunderbolt as damage against Spiritomb.
like at that point, I could have at least pulled up alert for you, you know?
Okay. And
I think there was a new moon earlier in the week, is what it was. And
actually, hold on here.
Full moon always fucked me up with sleep.
It sees superpower as most damage.
Like, I really wasn't gonna try to get these switch palaces, and then I realized I needed to for the final castle, so here we
So
are.
let's pivot one more time into Spiritomb. I was going to potentially try to set up on Starmie with this, but I think it's easier just to kill it with Lantern. Okay, so now it's out of superpowers, which means that the only thing that it can go for are Thunderbolts. Do I want Lantern in, or do I want...
The back shot right before it is really fucking me up because I keep trying to throw it to the left.
I probably...
Is there something I can do besides a turn back there?
Not...
Don't worry about it, I don't want to mess you up.
Not really, but you just gotta kind of do the shell jump a little bit higher, I think, than you've been trying to on this second one.
I just keep throwing it backwards, is the problem. Would you live on the moon? So I can hear we're whalers on the moon.
I think Lantern
I'm
beats
probably
Nidoqueen next.
I'm gonna say no because I enjoy nature too much. And I'm sorry, there's just none of it on the moon. We hear your harpoon, exactly. You know what I'm saying. There's been a lot of really great Futurama references tonight, and I'm here for it. And I'm down to rewatch. I feel like every time I rewatch Futurama, though, I like miss
I'm gonna stall for a Thunder Wave for one turn to allow it to use its last Thunderbolt, allowing me to potentially switch in with Starmie and get behind a sub here. Okay.
Zach, do you have like any
If I calculated correctly, that should have been its last Thunderbolt.
advice or like
So it should be going for struggle here, and it is minus 2 or 3 attack.
I don't know if there's anything beyond
There's struggle.
that. I have to ask.
133 down to 121.
But there ain't no Wilson says I doesn't seem really, dude. I didn't know the rest of it.
I'm gonna go for a sub here. Giovanni, use that full restore on this Nidoqueen as much as you want. That is perfectly fucking fine.
The back shot is making me try to do a back shot. Okay.
Let's go, and we're behind a sub too. So we get another free hit off on something before we have to switch out. Okay.
I'm trying really hard
Kangaskhan comes out next.
to like do the turn back.
Is
and
Kangaskhan
not
thinking
go
Sucker
so
Punch is
long.
the most damage, even though it can't actually hit me behind a sub with it?
For right on the platform. Oh, we'll
Or it
put
can
on
break the
the
sub with it,
fucking
but it's not going to be able to do anything else. That didn't do very much damage. Double edge. Okay.
I'll try to fix it.
I think I'm gonna sub on the off chance that it sucker punches, because if it sucker punches, I'm actually in a very good spot here. And if it doesn't, it should take damage with double edge.
Is that so I have a second to like run and then jump? I have a hard time thinking about a spot when I'm not there, sorry. Okay.
I think to keep Starmie healthy for Nido Queen, I'm gonna pivot here.
No. I literally am just trying to do that.
It could potentially see Earthquake as more damage on a roll here. Well, not against Starmie.
Such a difficulty spike compared to the rest of the hack. And I haven't even done the other fucking switch palace yet.
But Spiritomb is always safer. I mean, honestly, if this is too hard, just feel free to move on, because this is a difficulty spike compared to the rest of the hack.
What do you mean move on? I can't do the final castle if I don't get the switch palaces.
So it should be either going for Sucker Punch or Earthquake here, so I'm actually going to use this Kangaskhan to heal up slightly more.
Across the paths, you know?
Okay, Sucker Punch number 1. And I'm actually safe to just pivot back and forth between.
I mean, I guess this is why I didn't even try to play this last week. I didn't really feel like I was going to get any progress. But I guess I have to try to just keep trying.
Whew.
Oh. Okay.
Big poppin'. That's 8 double edges. This should be Sucker Punch number 3.
Kaizo, why? To be fair, we maybe shouldn't be starting Kaizo this late in this stream.
Earthquake number 1. That's fine too.
Progress.
How fast is Kangaskhan?
I keep getting a freaking head there. Why?
Fish 90.
Why?
Close combat is 120 to 140.
In the proper direction.
I missed what it went for in this switch, but I assume it was double edge. I'm mostly just trying to get Charizard healthy here.
Nope, it's a pizza toss.
I think that's double edge number 12. Sucker Punch number 3.
Well, I don't know if I can train myself to not do it.
I think there's 2 more double edges that I can use. So that's double edge number 14.
I guess I was doing the turn back to make it so I wasn't getting too close to the wall. If there's another way I can make it so I don't get too close to the wall, I guess that does mean I don't have to try the turn back.
I mean, your hands are probably tired. You've been going for a while. Alright, that should be out of double edges now.
We played a bunch of Mario Kart. And then I'm gonna do this. I just like really want to do this. Mew more? Oh, it's from
That sounds about right.
Oh, I think I did that right then. It just changed to volume.
It could be going for Sucker Punch against Charizard now. Low kick. Okay.
Did you switch the notebook you have this in?
Yeah, it was easier for me to have this on my lap.
That's fair because it's smaller.
Yeah.
I don't think it was going to be used for anything else.
Alright.
Oh, I have to get a new notebook.
No.
I got to buy a notebook and a pen yesterday.
I would like to stall this out of Sucker Punches, because Sucker Punch is the only thing that it can actually do for real damage at this point.
Because I was so picky about how my planner is like set up. But for school planners,
If it can stall it out of Sucker Punches, I could just get the chip damage with the Spiritomb pivot and then kill it with Charizard maybe. Alright, that's Sucker Punch number 4. It should have one left.
I really like to make sure all of my assignments are
It still has hella EQs and low kicks, so that's fine.
what I need to do when stuff is due. All of that, especially because I like to take online
Intense
classes.
pivoting action tonight. Sorry, it's not just me sweeping through the team, but I gotta be very careful with this battle. Alright, you wanna use the last Sucker Punch now? Okay, it's Earthquake.
I'll have to get a specific plan for it.
Also, if I stall it out of Earthquakes, I can just go back into Starmie and set up a sub again. So if we're just waiting for it to use either Earthquake or Sucker Punch at this point. It has 4 more Earthquakes and 1 more Sucker Punch, so depending on what it goes for here.
Here you were meant to be like your entire like life planner, and I was like, no, this is all doing too much.
Okay, so that was Earthquake
And I literally looked through
number
probably, like, 30
7.
different planners at least before I found
Charizard's already almost back to full health after being almost dead in this fight. That is amazing. Shoutouts to leftovers and pivoting.
in case you're wondering what it was like to be me.
Alright, there's the last Sucker
Look through
Punch.
30 different planners before you find one that you like. And I
Um,
had to decide between if I wanted palm trees or flamingos. God damn it. I'm doing this so poorly.
so actually, if it has Earthquake and Low Kick left as its only moves, I can just stay in with Charizard at this point, right?
I like wiped my eye and now it hurts. I didn't eat spicy wings. I shouldn't have to be careful on my eyes.
I think what I can do though, I can kill this with Charizard, but it makes more sense for me to just stall it out of Earthquakes and then go back into Starmie. Low Kick does more to a heavy Mon, but Charizard's a flying type, so it resists, and it doesn't really do that much.
I think that was the little jump I
And Starmie is like super light, which is the plan here. So basically, after a couple more pivots, I think 3 more, it'll be out of Earthquakes.
Not like
Oh,
that, but like
2 more, which will allow me to go back into Starmie and get behind a sub, which should allow me to get some good damage off on Tauros and speed up this portion a little bit.
but I'm glad that you found one that has a reaction.
This
I've
should
been having a situation where I can't
be the
find
last
the
Earthquake.
washing away.
I'm gonna do one more round of pivoting just to play it safe and make sure in case I counted wrong or something, because I don't want to switch Starmie in on an Earthquake.
They have the space for it.
But if it goes for a low kick against Spiritomb here,
Target.
it doesn't have a choice.
I was like,
Imagine Giovanni game raging. At this point, I'm not even that mad. I've been stressing about these battles for so fucking long. I feel like our prep was very good for this. Okay, it's out of EQs. So now we go into Starmie, who resists low kick and is super light, so it really shouldn't be doing anything to me, right? 95 down to 77. Okay.
Oh, I feel like I'm doing a very poor job, and I'm just sorry.
So let's recover.
Why? How come when I get the shell, I can't do that tiny jump? It was only when I lost the shell, or like left without it, that I could do the proper tiny jump.
And then sub.
What is this? What is
And then
this?
Psychic should be a 2-hit KO from here.
I just keep pizza tossing.
So I think what I do is I Psychic, recover, sub Psychic.
No, I let that go.
Or just kill it with Psychic here.
Do the turn back. And I feel like that's the most important thing to get out of my muscle memory right now. Is
Okay.
that I need to do the second turn back. So
If this
I do
doesn't
that,
pop the
though,
sub, I
need
just kill
to-
with Psychic. If it does pop the sub, okay. I just kill with Psychic here. I think Surf would have actually been doing slightly more damage, which is a little bit of a misplay if that low rolled.
Inputs. Precise.
Alright, Kangaskhan down. Nidoqueen and Tauros are the only ones that's left. And Tauros comes in next. Tauros has EQ, Double Edge, Stone Edge, and Payback, so this is basically going to be the same thing with mixing in a Torterra pivot.
Zach has given me some good advice based on what I'm doing, but the problem is I just get muscle
Good luck,
memory.
Goblin. Thanks, Mar. It's going pretty well so far. I don't want to speak too soon, but it's going okay.
And it's so hard for me to unlearn something when I've already...
Okay, I think actually what I want to do here is I want to sub
I can just really tell my hands are hurting too.
a couple of times to let it do enough chip. Oh shit, I might have just misplayed that. I meant to sub. I went for a Surf right away.
Starts doing this too. But yeah, basically I can do this.
Crit would have absolutely killed. That was a misplay. I meant to click sub. I meant to click sub until it got into range where it did some double edge damage. This is fine.
At this point, I'm looking
We risked a crit, but this is fine. Okay, so the last Pokemon left is Nidoqueen with Earth Power, Toxic, Protect, and Ice Beam. We're gonna predict that it's gonna go for an Earth Power here and go into our boy Charizard. One Earth Power. Let's just stall out the rest of this shit and then we will be done here. We'll go for a Protect to try to stall this out a little bit more. Because once it's out of Ice Beams, it's dead. Toxic. Does it see Toxic as its most damaging move? Because if so, that might be worth exploiting. I think what I can do, it's not going to be going for Earth Power here. So we'll go into Lucario on either the Toxic, Protect, or Ice Beam, and we'll just play this extra safe until it's out of Earth Powers, at which point I'm pretty sure we can just kill it with stuff. It should be going for an Earth Power now. Okay. Just need to keep playing this safe. Outside of that one Starmie misclick where I meant to go for a sub, I feel like this is going very well so far, so I just need to make sure I keep playing this right. God, this team was perfect for Giovanni, and I'm very proud of myself for making sure I team built this right.
Thor, thank you for the kind words. Mac, thank you for your help. Zorio, thank you for the raid. Everyone, just thank you for hanging out. I love you all. Have a great night.
If it wants to use Protect, we'll use Protect too. Bun with a raid! I am shocked, I tell you, I am shocked. How's it going? I'm CEO. We are in the middle of a very tense gym battle right now. Or not even gym battle, but basically a gym battle. This is the last Pokemon we have to battle against, so we're basically just trying to stall it out of all its scary moves so we can kill it off safely. How was your stream? How was Mario Kart? How was Kaizo? How's it going, Thor? How's it going, Zorio?
Kaizo was hard.
Yeah.
I think Vac had some very good advice of might not be getting anywhere else tonight, you know?
That happens sometimes.
You gotta just be reminded that you can go for a while.
Okay.
But it was a good stream.
So, this Nidoqueen refuses to use Earth Powers. Oh, sorry. I did have... Sorry, I did have fun, and I'm glad that you had fun, and I'm glad that you're...
Just focus on your... I don't want to make you lose this, so just focus. I don't...
Well, we're currently just stalling back and forth between Lucario and Charizard until it's out of moves, so I just wanted to check in. But I'm glad that you had a good stream. I'm sorry you're... Thank you for the follows. I'm sorry your hands started hurting though. That happens a lot with shell stuff. I think, honestly...
I already played hours of Mario Kart.
Honestly, I think your hands would have hurt pretty much just as much, even if you had switched over to Kaizo earlier, so it's probably a good thing that you got all the Mario Kart out of the way too. Double vac. Okay, so as an update on moves, it has used 3 Earth Powers, 6 Toxics, 5 Protects, and 0 Ice Beams. So once I stall it out of one of its offensive moves, I can go into a Pokemon and kill it. But it just depends on how long that portion takes. But if we're able to do this successfully, we'll have gotten through 2 of the hardest battles back to back without losing a Pokemon, which is pretty cool. It's gonna run out of Protects first. Alright, so I'm going to try to go for one more Protect to bait the last Toxic. Okay. So it's out of Toxics. It should start going for Ice Beam here. I don't know why it hasn't gone for Ice Beam yet, but that's the main reason why I've been trying to pivot around. Okay, there's the Ice Beam. That's actually doing a decent amount of damage. So let's be careful here. Earth Power number 4. Yeah, they'll eventually drop the struggle. The goal is to try to kill this Nidoqueen before it starts struggling, but it's been a little annoying with its moves so far, so... Let's start pivoting Lantern. This is the reason why I kept Lantern as healthy as I did, so I could help stall out with Ice Beams a little bit more. It should be going for Earth Power against this, because that's like by far its most damaging move, so we'll pivot back into Charizard, who's immune to it. The strategy is used to a pretty big effect in Nuzlocke, honestly, because pivoting back and forth and abusing enemy AI is pretty important to be able to get through these hard battles without healing and stuff. Let's pivot Lantern again. I need to either stall it out of 8 ice beams or excuse me, 7 ice beams or 5 earth powers. Whichever comes first. I could just pivot around accordingly. Protect on Charizard is actually coming in pretty clutch here because it's helping me stall out a lot. Ice Beam number 4. And then this should be Ice Beam number 5 on Lantern. It's actually probably going to be stalled out of Ice Beams before Earth Power, so we might actually be finishing this battle with Charizard. Especially now that Lantern actually got frozen. Honestly, Lantern's taken like 20 or 30 different Ice Beams or something this battle, so the fact that it finally got frozen, it was more like a matter of time. I more just needed it to not get paralyzed in the first battle against Gyarados, because that would have really messed things up. Honestly, it being frozen at this point doesn't matter really at all. Because all I'm doing is switching back and forth between Charizard and Lantern until this Nidoqueen either runs out of Earth Power or Ice Beam, whichever comes first. I think it's actually going to run out of Ice Beams first. This will be Earth Power number 7, stalling Ice Beam number 8 on this last Protect. Okay. And then we go one more time. So we love this pivot so much. We're just gonna go for the encore.
I'm sorry.
Take the second exit off of Sand Lantern Boulevard. Why is there no Mammoth Pokemon that is Ice type, literally half frozen in a block of ice? That is why Mamoswine's actually part Ice type, but people forget about my boy Mamoswine often. Okay, and I kept pivoting into Lantern here, even though it had taken a decent amount of chip damage, because I wanted to keep Starmie healthy and not frozen in case I had to switch it in. I think we're now at the point where we just pivot into Charizard and pick this thing off with a couple flamethrowers. Because it should be struggling now, and if it struggles, we win. Because it has no other moves that I could use. Go banana! Alright. Just wish Mamoswine looked more icy. I do too. I kind of wish it had like a Mega Evolution. So what we're going to do is we're going to roost one time, let it get some struggle damage off on itself, and then we're going to kill this with a flamethrower. And we'll have officially gotten through the Archer battle and Giovanni battle back to back without a death, which means that we basically got through the entire 7th gym and Rocket Gauntlet with a total of 4 deaths, like all of which happened during Ariana, which I'll fucking take, because this is by all accounts the most difficult stretch of the game. And we beat Giovanni. And we're done. Holy shit.
You did it?
Yes. Look at how much work that took in the notebook after. I had to keep track of so many PowerPoints that time.
I was literally watching you. I was so like...
You little cutie. Whew. So let's watch the end of this cutscene. Kick out Team Rocket. And wrap up for the night, because holy shit. We got the Silver Wing. We'll catch Lugia later. I don't fucking care. We're taking a break. This battle was so stressful. It took like...
I didn't even grind my stream that much longer. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Let's just raid over here.
This battle took me about 2 weeks of prepping in terms of like thinking to be able to do. And then once we got on the stream today, I think it took another like 3 hours of prep. And we were able to get through it. And not only did we get through it, we pretty much got through it flawlessly outside of that one turn where I meant to sub with Starmie and instead I surfed right away. The proper play for that turn would have been to sub, let Tauros double edge, probably sub again, let Tauros double edge again, and then kill it with the surf because the chip damage from double edge would have killed. But misclicks happen sometimes, so I'm not really tripping about it too much. But let's save. Let's wrap up. I'm exhausted. Bun's exhausted. We're exhausted.
It's 12:30. We're gonna get to bed at like 2.
We're gonna get to bed at 2. We're gonna wake up. I'm gonna go to the grocery store and get us some chili cheese, tater tot stuff. No, I'm trying to be excited about.
I got pre-stress.
I'm trying to be excited about the good food that we like that's coming up. But let's go ahead and pass y'all off to a friend because we are tired and it is late.